Should Santa just give up? I got it. We're replacing Santa. AI is now Santa. We run AI query, we give it all this stuff. We don't ask any questions about how it figures it out. And we say, what is this person getting?
Okay,
That's
okay.
it. I like the idea of putting Santa out of a job. Don't listen to this with your kids. Hello, hello, and welcome to Over Architected with Nick and Holly, where together we're experts in data and AI, but separately, not so much.
This is the podcast where we talk about new features in Databricks and then try to shoehorn them into one architecture to see if it's actually realistic. And here are our favorite features from the last 30 days. And I think I'm going to go first. And one of the first features I want to talk about is Unity Catalog convert foreign tables, and where you can do it from Hive Metastore or Glue. Now, if that didn't make any sense to you, let's back up a little bit and start by talking about what is a foreign or even a federated table. So this is data and metadata that is part of another system, and you can now access them via Unity Catalog, so in your Databricks environment, so that you get all of that wonderful governance with it as well. So this is fantastic. So this is access to data in a different system without needing to do a migration. Within that, you've got two different flavors of tables. So you've got external tables and you've got managed tables as well. So if you're converting one of those tables to an external table, you get things like the table history. You can use things like Delta, Parquet, OLC, Avro, JSON, CSV, or text. Or if you wanted to go for a little bit more, you could make it a managed table if it's a Delta table, and then you get things like predictive optimization as well. If you wanted to, you could also optionally move the data as well with a single command. This does disable the source access as well, and so then Unity Catalog becomes that system of record, but you can still copy it if you want to. Now, with this functionality comes a whole bunch of new features like new syntax. So you can do a dry run to see what is this doing to your tables before you actually go ahead and do it. If you realize you made a mistake, you've got rollback.
So we have a foreign table.
Yes.
It's already registered, linked, federated.
Yep.
And this feature allows me to one click convert into a managed table
Managed or external table, yes.
or external table. Okay,
Yes.
got it. All right. So managed will actually copy the data over as well.
So you can optionally move the data if you want to, and then
hmm
disable the access from the source. But you could
hmm
also do copy as well instead of doing the move.
So what is a managed table that is not copied, where the data remains?
Unity Catalog will do your predictive optimization, so it will manage what the file sizes look like. It
Okay.
will manage the optimization and the kind of reads performance tuning as well.
Okay. So here managed doesn't mean that the data comes over necessarily, just that it's managed. Sorry, I'm catching up. Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really want to dial in on what managed means. It's like a historically very annoying thing. If you Google it and look up the difference between a managed and an external table, it's like the number one question on Stack
Yeah,
Overflow.
and I think previously it was all down to kind of location, and now we're really
hmm
blurring the lines with, well, external used to mean it was like, oh, okay, well, the file location, the path was something that Unity Catalog wouldn't control, but now that's not necessarily true, because you could have a managed table that lives in Glue, and it's not necessarily managing the kind of the file path, the location that it's going to, but it is
Okay.
managing things like the snapshot versions, how often you're doing compaction and optimization and Z ordering. Oh, it's not called Z
Okay.
ordering anymore, is it? Liquid clustering.
And then remind me, it's not just Delta tables, right? It's
So if it's a managed
well,
table, it is a Delta table, because only Delta really needs things like liquid clustering or version cleanup. But if you've got something that's not Delta, then you'd use something that is an external table. So if it's Pocket or ORC or whatever, it can still be
okay.
external, and you still get all the kind of governance access management stuff and the table history too.
Okay, cool. In terms of getting our architecture started, I'm just going to write a table. What does our table have?
So your
Hmm.
table is probably either in the Hive Metastore or it's in a Glue catalog.
Let's make it somewhere far, far away in the land of glue.
It's a land of glue.
We have a table. What's our use case here? What are we doing?
Well, we did a Halloween special last month. I think we
Christmas.
can
So we
do,
should do Christmas.
yeah, okay then. And it's far, far away. I think that is the North Pole, frankly. That's where our table is going to be.
It's going to be, what should we put in it?
I don't know. Oh, we should
Oh.
put like a list of good little boys and girls. How about that?
Well, all people are included. Let's just call
Okay
them
then.
people.
People in line for Christmas presents. Okay then.
Yeah. So we
Okay
have
then.
we have our people table, people
Okay, from
table,
Santa.
and this is glue. So this is all like in a different universe, the North Pole.
Yeah.
And we have UC, Unity Catalog. We are going to, I don't know which direction to make the arrow. Is
Uh,
that how I'm going to do it?
I feel like it's kind of going there and then back. Like the request comes from Unity Catalog. That's where all of your access management happens about, should Nick be able to access however many billion people are in this table? And then their data is going to be returned via Unity Catalog with
Yes, the
any
answer is
things
yes.
like filtering in there as well.
I should have access. So let's do it. Is that the double arrow you're looking for?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I would have done
I
it as
feel
a
like it's
two
not.
arrow. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine.
I feel. Okay. Let's say we converted. Convert it.
Something that's quite nice about this is this you could do this as part of a migration if you sort of want to start using some data, but you don't really want to commit to 9 months of moving something over. You're like, hey, I just need to quickly set something up, get access to this other data, and then just do my project rather than trying to boil the ocean and do everything all at once. All right,
All right.
AI features, hit me.
AI feature. We're going to start with one that we've talked about in the past, but it was always in betas and in previews, and that's AI parse document. I do think it's just worth calling it out again. I think one of the things that when we started talking about it, it only supported images. Now it supports docs, like Word docs, docx, and it also supports, PDFs were supported before, and also PowerPoints. So very useful. There's a new schema version. So now we've had iterations. So there's different versions of this, but the latest version 2 supports things like pulling out just descriptions of figures. So when you actually run a parse document on some kind of document that has figures in it, you can say, hey, I don't want to parse everything. I just want the figures and the descriptions of the figures. And so then you'll get back the elements in a structured format. And that'll come with like the bounding box. So you'll get coordinates and some description and whatever the contents are of the figure. So very, very extremely useful, particularly for like enterprise type things where your documents have things like graphs and charts, tables, things
Oh,
like that.
okay. So things
Mhm.
like tables,
Yeah.
it actually puts the data, the numbers in the right place rather than
Yes. Mhm.
here's a random set of headings and then you get to guess where the numbers go.
Yes, and you also like before you get like the headers, the footers, along with that metadata. So it's not just text. You'll actually get, hey, this is the element. It's a header element or a footer element. Here's the actual contents of that element. So it's not just the thing. It's also the metadata. It's whatever it is about the thing. Its placement. So it's an incredible feature. So it's best in class. It's better than any of the other existing foundation models out of the box.
I think we are going to have a bunch of documents, document store. And within that, we have some PDFs of things. We've got like docx files. What else was it that you said?
PowerPoint, PowerPoint,
Power.
PPT.
Right. I think in here we could have like a bunch of toy diagrams, maybe, of what Santa is building this year. Is that?
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Manual.
Yeah.
How about and like manuals, toy manuals,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 So, document.
safety considerations
Toy. Yeah. Toy
for
document
young
store.
children.
Sorry, say that again.
No, I'm laughing at the toy document store. Is it a
Uh,
toy document store or is it a toy document store?
uh, well, that's what I always wanted as a child was a toy document, like a toy PowerPoint.
That's that's a good, yeah, that's how I'm interpreting it.
There we go. All the good little girls and boys can get proper toys, and the bad ones
Uh,
get a toy PowerPoint.
Start presenting.
Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be a salaryman. Okay. Like designs. Okay then. Maybe we should have like some trend, like a trend analysis, in our PDFs as well. Like what's going to be and we hypothesize what is going to be the toy of the season. Is it convoluted? Yes. Do I like it?
Yes.
Also,
So these are
yes.
all documents. All the documents, basically, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Okay
Okay.
then. All right then.
Cool. I like it. No connection to our people table yet, right? I'm just making sure. We have people, we have toys. It's a good start. It's a solid start.
Okay, then. All right. Well, our next feature is going to help us connect to more data as well. And that is that Unity Catalog now has a JDBC connections, which you can now add into Unity Catalog. So, spoilers, this is part of the underneath workings of what makes federated queries work. But we're also exposing some of the underlying technology so that you can be a little bit more flexible with it as well. So previously we spoke about kind of Hive and Glue, but if you've got something that's neither of those things, which let's face it, you probably do, you can use this JDBC connector that is part of Unity Catalog, which means that it is governed. So it doesn't have fine-grained access control, but it does things like allows for writes. It allows for like Spark data source tuning. It allows for push-down queries. You can use a specific driver if you want to, and just wider support of things that you can connect to and have that connection managed by Unity Catalog as a thing in there. So you can decide who gets access to what, because the authentication is with a username and password. So you might not want to have that in a notebook. You probably want to have that as like something that is managed by Unity Catalog. And so all of that is also going to be captured and audited as part of system tables too.
It's a JDBC connection, so I can point it at anything.
Yes.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. How about we just add some location data? Location mapping, globe, reindeer paths,
Okay.
all
Okay.
kinds of stuff.
Okay. So it's our custom reindeer system
Uh,
that we need to connect to with JDBC. Okay, got it.
yes, I'm totally into this. This is our brand new JDBC connection.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just move this slightly here so it's pretty. All right, I think this is good start. We have our data stuff
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah.
So I like how this is looking. Back to AI land,
Yes.
because we need to do something with this stuff. So in AI foundation model land, some exciting stuff, kind of three series of models. So new model from Alibaba, Qwen 3 Next Instruct, is now available on Databricks. OpenAI's GPT 5.1, also available on Databricks natively. And Gemini 3 Pro Preview, which we might be a little bit out of sync because Gemini 3 is out now. So, oops, but that's okay. We are recording async. So those are the three models. So that's very exciting. All part of the foundation model API, all available natively within Databricks, hosted and run by Databricks. So these aren't just, as always, proxy calls to some other provider. This is actually Databricks running. All these models are extremely capable. So it really comes down to testing them for your use case and choosing essentially, for price to performance, what makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point about just being able to quickly swap in and swap out and not necessarily having to set up like a big new thing every single time that you want to test out something new. Okay, then. So in terms of how to use these models, what do we think we can do? Because we can't use them for AI parse document, can we?
No, AI parse
No.
document, that's kind of our proprietary model, but we can provide these different foundation model endpoints to other AI queries in SQL. So that's one thing we could do. We have people, we have presumably where they are, and we have the toys. Should Santa just give up? He should just, I got it. We're replacing Santa. We're replacing Santa Santa's replacing himself. AI is now Santa. We run AI query. We give it all this stuff. We don't ask any questions about how it figures it out, and we say, "What is this person getting?"
Okay,
That's
okay.
it.
Maybe we should do like a toy recommender for Santa. Be like, match this up. Yeah, based on all of this
I like the
data.
idea of putting Santa out of a job. Don't listen to this with your kids.
So we've got AI Santa query. What are we going to do? It's like select toy from AI query, all the columns.
I love
Just going to concatenate them all together. What's not to like? Based
it.
on people's names, and location, maybe. Pick the toy for them. And then you could specify which model. So yeah, we'll do a prototype and we'll start with Qwen, which is spelled like this. Qwen?
Yep. Qwen the third.
Qwen the
Uh,
third.
I feel like that query makes absolutely no sense, but I like it anyways.
Like this is excellent pseudocode. I like this idea that like every single Nick is going to get probably a similar toy for Christmas because it's based off your name. Your surname is Karpov. Are you going to get a chess set? Is that what you're going to end up with?
Oh, that would be so lame. only, only, only if it's life size.
If it's life size, you want a giant chess set.
Yeah, like Harry Potter style. What is
Okay,
that? That's
then.
the first Harry Potter.
Wizard chess set. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Maybe it's got your date of birth and it'll figure out that you are a millennial. You're like peak Harry Potter fan. Can I talk about my next feature that I'm interested in?
Sure, you millennial.
If you are a Scala or a Java person, you, up until now, probably really haven't been able to use serverless unless you wanted to switch languages. That is not the case anymore because now with serverless, you can use jar files, the Java archive files.
Oh, whoa.
So, yeah, so you can now run your jar files on serverless. Now, unsurprisingly, these jar files do need to be Databricks compatible ones, and it is serverless version 4 and higher that you can do this with. So that's a nice one for our Java and Scala Java and Scala people. That's not right, is it? I'm going to leave that in there. That's fine.
Our Scava people.
Oh, Scala people.
It's funny because I started using serverless so much more,
Yep.
and as a result, historically speaking, all that's done is I've become much better at Python. So now
Okay.
you're telling me I can go back,
Yeah,
and do stuff the old way.
yeah.
I'm saying no, onwards and forwards for me. Where are we going to put this?
So sorry, you say about kind of new development, but I think it's also really useful for people who already have things that have been deployed in kind of traditional clusters, non-serverless, serverful cluster.
Sure.
That's not right, is it?
Mhm.
But I genuinely feel like some of the performance stuff that you get with serverless is incredibly impressive. So if you've got something where you've kind of sort of half-tuned it, but not really had the time to think about it, test it out on serverless, see what the performance is like, and you might actually save yourself a bunch of money with maybe a week's worth of work rather than having to go through and like really think about the tuning that you need to do in Spark like you would with kind of classic Java or Scala.
Nice. Good call. Good call
Yeah.
on the older workloads. Didn't consider that. Here's what we're gonna do. Speaking of old stuff, and we're gonna put like that, another box on top of this, and we are gonna write jar.
I can see some SQL written in there if you just basically done spark.sql and now you're going to put
That's enough questions.
okay. So
Yeah.
straight up, we've got our first anti-pattern.
The whole thing is an anti-pattern. No, this is fine. This makes sense. First of all, the amount of code that exists, it could still be written in Scala, or in Java or something like that, and it's doing a bunch of other stuff, but it has this query embedded
Okay.
in it because it was easier to write and maintain than instead of writing it in like using the actual Scala or Java APIs. Actually, like is it an anti-pattern? Lots of people do this.
Or to put exclusively SQL in a spark.sql statement and then put it in a
Yeah,
jar
yeah.
file.
Yeah. Well, it's not the
And
only thing that's going on. It's just like part of the code, right? So
I mean, if it's part of it, like that's fair game. But if you're just taking some
then that's what it
SQL,
is. That's what it is. Don't ask
if
any
you've been
questions.
holding off using SQL in serverless until now, and jar is finally the thing that has unlocked it, I think there's other things going on.
Okay, so we support it, but jars for
Yes.
serverless, and it's like a job. So I should
Yes.
basically write all this
Yes.
somewhere, huh?
It's your AI Santa. You draw it the way you want, Nick.
Jobs aren't referenced in Unity catalog. Jobs are
Right.
just elsewhere. There it is. Jobs.
Cool.
Jar job.
Jar job, lovely. Next AI feature, hit me.
Big month in Agentbricks and MCP. First of all, MCPs have kind of been upgraded to a much more first-class citizen within Databricks. So there is a MCP server tab now available. In that tab is kind of a list of the MCP servers that you may have deployed or the existing managed MCP servers that come with Databricks. So I think historically we had Genie spaces, which kind of automatically became an MCP server, so you could include them in other things. So that's one. I believe the other one was vector search, also came with an MCP server out of the box. And the new one is Unity Catalog functions. So if you have functions, right, that you've registered in Unity Catalog, you get MCP out of the box for those functions. So that's super useful. What's notable is the new managed, a new managed Databricks MCP server is also DB-SQL. So SQL MCP server is available.
Wait, sorry. SQL Server, MCP. Wait, what? Sorry?
DB-SQL is
Yeah.
supported through the MCP interface.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
So if
so
you
like,
attach, so if you attach the MCP server as a tool to your LLM context, the
okay.
LLM will be able to actually execute SQL queries. And sorry, one more thing is that
Yeah.
we also support them through Marketplace. So that's now
Oh.
public. So you can, if you have an MCP server that you want to publish, you can publish and I guess what is the right word? Not download. You can use other MCP servers that other people have published. So
Interesting. I was going to have this AI query thing as its own MCP server and have that as a tool, but we've put it in part of a jar file, so I don't think that's going to work anymore. Or we could make our naughty or nice MCP server for other people for targeted advertising. Nick Karpov got a chess set. Chess set is sad. Now we know that we can advertise to him because he had a sad present and is more likely to buy more on Boxing Day sales. How about that?
sure. Good storytelling. Very, very, very thorough story about me and my chess set.
You're the one who said it was sad. Some months we build something that's like sort of sensible. I get a lot of comments from people being like, "Hi, Ollie, it'd be really useful if you could actually build this for us so that we could like see what it looks like in real life." I don't think anyone's going to do that this month.
No, we haven't really. It hasn't really come together.
No, unless Santa messages us and tells us to stop and
We're on our way to our first one out of
uh,
10.
tool FTP, naughty on ice, and what else is it going to do? Toy receive. What else is this MCP server going to do? Toy sentiment, shall we say? Oh, and because are they now part of Unity Catalog as well? Are they governable? No, they're not, are they? Oh, the tools are.
The tools are, but the MCP server itself is not under the Unity catalog.
Okay, well, I'm just going to point this arrow to tool, and then MCP is not in Unity Catalog. Okay, then. Are we happy?
No, but we should continue.
No, I'm not happy, so therefore I will not dwell on it. Okay, then. Well, our next feature is going to be very useful because we've got all of this personal data going around, and that is that ABAC is now in public preview. This is attribute-based access control. And there are some changes because it's been in beta for a while, so if you've been using it, now it has some changes to it. So if you're not familiar with ABAC, ultimately what you're doing is tagging assets so that you can say that this contains personal identifiable information. And with that, you can either do things like row filtering or column filtering based on who the person is or what groups they belong to. You can enforce this with policies, and then you can audit it all via system tables as well. In terms of the changes from beta, this used to be at a workspace level, which means it was very much a kind of Girl Guide promise of, well, I can't access the data through one workspace, but I could do it through another one. This is now changed. It is now account level enforcement. I will say, if you've been using dedicated compute for a while, if you are on a runtime that is earlier than 16.3, which is around March time, there are some changes that could come to you, which are going to be a bit of an issue. So you've got two options, basically. Either you do nothing and it just rolls out to the public preview. If you want to disable it, there are a few steps that you can go through to be able to disable it. And if you are using some dedicated compute, you might want to do that.
So we have Santa who's using all this,
Yeah.
and then we have elves that are using all this.
Yeah.
Santa is like an admin. Santa can see everything. Santa knows everything. Right. I mean, it would be weird if Santa was like on Databricks and it was like, denied. It's like, dude, if I don't have access, who's got access?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so Santa gets everything. The elves only get access to the toy document store because the elves are responsible for making the toys and
Yeah.
they can't see who is getting them and where it's going.
Okay.
So, what do we think of that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we could tag the tables to be like to say,
Hmm.
this is this. I think you could also like redact the names for the elves, so they could see like the people things. Like maybe they could see or the year that you were born in. They can't see kind of like down to the individual date level because that doesn't really make any sense. And then
Okay.
also things like location. You know, it might be useful to know the country, but they might not want to give access to like the individual kind of address level.
How's this for a visual? Elves, Santa, and elves. I like
Okay
this.
then.
So it's a 2 out of 10 now.
All right then. And I think we've got one final feature, and that is from you.
Yes, AI BI land. Two things. First, the research agent is out. It's in beta. If you're familiar with kind of the research stuff in, say, I think like deep research was first. The first one probably was OpenAI, ChatGPT. So it's where it goes off, creates a whole plan, takes its time to execute that whole plan. You come back in 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes of work, you get whatever it is that the agent came up with. So that same kind of feature is now available within Databricks as the research agent. Notably, it doesn't have, or it's not allowed to access the internet. So it's really just focused on only the assets that you expose to it, and make available through Unity Catalog. So research agent. So that's very useful. That's the first one, and then the second one. This one's, I think it's really cool. You can now attach a Genie space, or maybe that's not the right word. You can use a Genie space as a tool within Microsoft Copilot. So if
Oh,
you're in Copilot in Microsoft, you can now link a Genie space to that. So it has access to that Genie space as a tool. And if you kind of unbox that, the Genie space itself, right, is scoped to a specific set of tables, a specific set of instructions and metadata, things like that. So you can go and you can configure your Genie space to expose whatever it is that you need to, and then allow other users to attach to it within Microsoft Copilot Studio. So if you have assets within Databricks or something that's governed by Unity Catalog that can help an agent figure something out, then exposing it via this path would be the way that you could do it.
right. I get
Otherwise,
it.
you'd have to stand that up somewhere else, worry about how that's governed, the permissions access, blah 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 blah. This way, it's just make the Genie space, expose it, and you're done.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry. In my head, it's like the chat thing in the corner is aware of like how many unique first names you have, and like I didn't understand how that was going to make you a better programmer, but that's not what it means. What it means is you could use this as part of like other applications that then don't use Databricks.
Yes. Mhm.
Right. Okay. Now I see how that's useful. Got it. Okay
All right.
then. And I think I understand where our research agent is going to go. Research agent here, which I guess is part of a Genie space. And this is going to do deep research in terms of trend analysis. I think we're going to do like predicting next hot um, toy trends. What else are we going to do? I think we need to predict the parts and like manufacturing processes and like maybe equipment that we might need for next year as well, because maybe it includes a microchip that Santa is not available to make yet, and so he needs a new he needs a big printer for his microchips for next year for his GPUs, so maybe that's what he needs.
Even Santa can't get GPUs, man. It's okay.
Are we out of features? Is this us done?
Yes. Please let it be over. No, this is fun, but this I'm looking at the architecture, and this is it's not an architecture. It's not
It's really
over an
not, is it?
architecture. It's
I've also
just
got a floating
awful.
box here. Yeah.
It's just, It's funny because
Sorry.
we did speak before, and we thought we had something good, and something happened in between, and now on this is awful. This is really bad.
I mean, I think in terms of creative uses of data, I kind of don't hate it. Um, I do think the AI query in a jar file is kind of dumb. But
You're ne
um,
you're never gonna let it die.
yeah, this is terrible. This is awful. I think I want to say, like, novel, interesting use cases. Like, I think for that, it gets like a solid 8. But in terms of
Oh
execution,
wow.
this is like a 4. This
Oh,
is
we're doing like we're ranking specific aspects now. We don't have
no,
a
I think
global
overall,
score.
I'm like, no, for the architecture, it's a 4. But in terms of the
Oh,
ideas,
it's
I
a
think
one.
it's a
I think it's
1.
I mean we can go lower. There is a 0, but this is about this is the worst so far. And I think
Yeah.
we've given a lower score than 4. That's why I'm calling you out on 4. But let's
Okay.
just bask in the richness of the features, right? We have ABAC, we have JDBC, converting foreign and external tables using UC. We have AI parse document. We have MCP servers, Genie spaces, Copilot Studio.
It is a rich set of features. I
Let's
would grant you that.
bask
Um,
in the features.
they stuck together in a stupid way. Yeah, I think if I paid someone to like go away and make a Santa architecture and they came back with this, I'd be very upset.
No, Christmas spirit, Christmas spirit.
All right. I think that is it for this month. Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? Do you agree with Nick? Is it a 1 or a 0 or is it even a 4? Would you propose this to Santa? I'm
Mhm.
going to leave some links to documents all in the description. So if you want to read more about this, then you absolutely can do. Next month, I say actually this month is a bit of a quiet month for releases because we take time off, and releasing over Christmas is kind of a really dumb idea. So actually the releases slow down. So we do have a very special episode planned for you for next month. So come back and watch it then. Until then, have a wonderful holiday season and we'll see you next time. Bye bye bye.
Happy holidays. Wow. Please cut the happy holidays out. That was really bad. I
Absolutely
was
not. No.